Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new on this channel and don't know me, hi, my name is Mosa Ralephata. Thank you for stepping by. Thank you for clicking on this video, and I hope you do consider staying by pressing the subscription button and do press on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I post a new video or installment, right? And for those of you who are my returning subscribers, hello baby. For those of you who are my returning subscribers, my regular regulars, my day ones, thank you for coming back. Thank you for your continuous support and love. I really appreciate you. As you can see from the title of today's video, this topic is a little bit like shaky for me. Let me not even say shaky. It's like a little bit sensitive, right? But we'll get through it. We are going to talk about red flags, relationship red flags that I ignored in the past but did not know that they were red flags because, I mean, right? So, and generally, like how I think dating young was kind of like a problem to me, right? Or how it ended up being a problem instead. Yeah, I think that's a good train of thought, right? Yeah. So just to give you a little background of this story, or where like I got to coming to discussing this matter here on this platform, right? First of all, I had a conversation with Anonymous last week. I don't remember how the conversation started, but I remember there's a point that I brought back. I was like, bruh, you know what? I think that like all my relationships were the same. Like all my past relationships were the same. The things that were happening in the relationship were the same. And kind of like how it almost ended were the same. And I looked at, and we spoke about it. And I remember asking this person, not even asking, I was telling them, you know what? I was asking myself if I was the problem or how did I contribute in being a problem in those kind of situations, you know? Or like, was I the problem that or my relationship like played the same way, right? And this person was like, no, you don't have a problem, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. I let that go. Today in the morning, I was watching my mommy's statuses, and it's their 6th year marriage anniversary. Happy anniversary, ngithanda kakhulu, you know. Yeah. So she's a person who like she would say an entire conversation on statuses, right? Which is a story for another day, but in short, she wrote a status about her anniversary, and she was kind of like giving advice. Men don't need dictatorship, blah blah blah. Like if you're in a relationship, don't dictate a man. Men need peace, and like things along those lines. And it brought me back to a conversation with Anonymous last week to say, am I peaceful? Like, when such things are discussed, guys, I like to do self-introspection, right? So I was being self-introspecting. I'm like, girl, where are you? Like, are you that girl who dictates man in relationships? Because, you know, so I was doing a little bit of, introspection there. And it took me back, like I'm saying, to my conversation with Anonymous to say, I don't think I'm that person who dictates, right? But how is it that even so, like how is it that even if I think I'm a peaceful person, things end up playing out in kind of like a coldish way, for lack of a better word, right? So yeah, and then I then was like, okay, let me just check. I'm going to check myself, and I'm going to check other individuals that were involved in relationships with me. And just to put a disclaimer, I'm not out here to tlambalaza anyone or anything. Like I'm saying, I was just doing some self-introspection, right? for me, so that I can be a better person, you know. So I put down a list of red flags that I think were there, that I ignored, that I would not want to ignore now. After that, I also looked at things that I was a problem, you know, because I didn't want to put the blame on other people and not look at me. You understand? So I also looked at that to say, me now, what was my problem in those incidents, right? So just to give you another little background story with my past, right? Like I said, when I was talking to Anonymous, I realized Uguti, let me not even say almost, actually all my relationships played out the same. They kind of like ended the same. The things that were happening in there were the same. How everyone was treating me was in the same way, like shockingly in the exact same way. So I was like, no, man, maybe also me, there's something that I was doing wrong. And the first red flag that I want to talk about is how, as ladies, we stick around with hopes that people will change certain behaviors in relationships, right? So, and I was thinking, Uti, why do we actually stay? Like, if we are not being treated right, why do we actually stay? And I could not get any other answer than looking at my past, really, right? So I think, Mena, the reason why I always stayed was because I was just like, maybe this person will see me, maybe this person will see through me. And like just the feeling of wanting to be chosen by someone or being loved back, I think was the reason that made me stay, or let me just say made me overlook the red flags, right? So yeah, in that instance, like I was just like, this person will eventually see that I'm this person, because when you are in an instance where you are doing everything you possibly can for the person to see you for who you are and they are not, you are just like, let me just stick around, hopefully this person will see through me, you understand? So I think that's personally the reason why I stayed. Another red flag that happened for me was that when you are with someone and they are constantly on their phone, they are not like, I will pay attention, right? And so in that instance, for me, I always had a problem with that, but I would never talk about it, you know? And I was just like, to a point where like I'll talk to someone and be like, like, you know, when you're talking to someone and they're busy on their phone, like they just say that, yeah, like I hear you talking, but I can't hear you because I'm busy with someone. Like I'm busy talking to other people. And the thing for me, these things at the end of the day, like they create insecurities. You know how men like saying, yeah, women have insecurity. For the most part, I think our insecurities in relationships are created by this man. You know? Like most of them, not all of them, obviously, but most of them, right? And for me, I would always like give an eye, like, I'm busy talking to this person and he's busy, like he's so concentrated. Who is he talking to, right? And but the another problem that I figured with me is that I did not communicate how I feel. That's another like problem that I figured out about myself with my past, is because if I had a problem, I never discussed my problem with these individuals. And I was asking myself, why? Like, why was I not discussing my my heartfelt issues, right? And I realized Guti already, like, I was at this point, or at most points, I was in shaky relationships to a point where I was in a state that if I just do one mistake, and Mina, I will begazel, right? I'm a lady who believes in begazelling. I've always begazeled. So I was just like, if I bring a problem, you know how men don't like discussing. Like if you just tell a man, baby, we need to talk. It's going down already. So imagine you are in a shaky relationship and you come and say, bruh, like we need to talk. This person is not peaceful. And that's another thing that my mom was talking about this morning. Men need peace. But how are you, like, how do you then bring peace in a relationship where there are problems? And like, let me not say there are problems, it's shaky and you have a problem when perhaps the other person does not even have a problem. You as a lady, you have a problem. And you already are in a relationship where understand, you are always, and then now there's a problem. And you want to address this problem, but you're just like, if I bring this thing up and I make this man angry, like, you know, in your heart of hearts, it could probably go down, you know? So for me, that was that. You know what? I would rather not say this problem because I know it's going to cause another problem and this person is just going to get mad. Because guys, in most cases, if I would like try to discuss a problem, that next person would be the one who ends up being mad. And I would have to go again and be like, oh, babe, I'm sorry. Like, when I have to think about it now, like, baby girl, what were you sorry for? You know? But like, yeah, that was the instance for me where I was like, you know what? I'd rather keep the peace and not bring more problems to this man who seems to have problems that I don't even understand. Actually, I'm the one who's supposed to be mad, but like when I try to discuss matters, tables turn, you understand? So for me, I'd also bottle things like I've never discussed problems, but one other would be free to come and say, baby girl, you know what, I don't like this, and I would immediately work on that. But for me, on the other hand, like things were just not klanganing, and I would be like, fine, I'm just gonna let this go. And in the long run, guys, you don't know how that is like affecting you, and that eventually causes like trauma, girl. Like on a later stage, you are like, damn, man, like something in me, man, was being taken away, you know, as a lady. So for me, I would want to keep the peace in a wrong way. So also there was no communication there. That's another problem, that there was no communication, right? And like I was just one person. Also, another thing that I think I did really wrong was like guys, like I would not, to a point, my point of not talking, right? I would not even be able to communicate my standards. Uguti, look, guy, this is what I want in a relationship. This is how I want things to be done. And the sad thing is, the other party would discuss those things, but Mina, I've never been in a space where I'm like, bruh, this is what I want in a relationship. This is how I want you to act. If you're not acting like this, I'ma leave. Okay, let me be honest with you guys, right? In the beginning of things, I did say, Uguti, this is what I want. This is how I would like you to behave, because this is how I'm going to behave, right? If you are not going to do these things, then why are we dating? And if I tell you that umuntu could literally tell me, Uguti, bruh, if you want to walk, walk. Like a whole me. Someone would tell me literally, okay, that's what you want. I'm not going to be able to do that. If you want to walk, walk. So that's why also I would end up being like, hey, girl, Beckezel. These are the things that you can deal with. So, yeah, that is what went down. Another red flag that I think I ignored and cost me a problem, or like, also, how people are like, no, I forgave this person. Yes, we forgive people, but you don't forget, right? You don't forget. And no matter how okay, like, make me understand also, like, please comment down in the section below, right? When you say you forgave someone, is it that you have dealt? Also, like, do you deal with everything in when people say we have dealt with our past traumas in relationships, is it that you've dealt with everything? Also, I don't think that even if you get to a point where, like, you forgive someone, you will literally forget about things. Like, those things still stay with you, and you continuously try to heal from those things. You continually try to move on from those things, right? Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, yeah, do deal, because it might affect, like, your future life or your future relationships, and you don't want that. You don't want someone else to be carrying your past baggages for what? Well, understand, ne? So another red flag that I think that I was involved in, right, is you meet someone and they're like, you ask them nicely, right? Like, they show Uguti they're interested. And you ask this person nicely, are you in a relationship? I mean, that's what I like doing. Like, I would ask you, are you in a relationship? Because I don't like, I'm not that girl, because I'm a do unto others as you would like them to do unto you, So I wouldn't like to, because I wouldn't also want another girl to come and do that to me. So I'd be straightforward to you. As soon as I see you, there's kind of like some sort of interest, I'd ask you, are you in a relationship, right? So in many instances, Mina, I meet people who are like, I'd ask them nicely, I'd see if they're interested, or like we started talking, and I'd ask them, are you in a relationship? And they'd be like, no, you know what, actually, someone could say it's complicated. And after they say it's complicated, they'd say, but I'm not in a good space and we are ending it. Like, what does that mean? What does we are ending it mean? It's either it has ended or it's still continuing. What do you mean we are ending? Like, it means this thing. And in that moment, guys, these are questions that I never asked myself. Was like, basically, and they'll be like, basically it's over, but like, it's not over, we are ending it. But now, while I was seated thinking about these things, I'm like, but what does that mean? What does we are ending it mean? It's either it's over or shamans, like something is happening, right? And someone could tell you that, no, baby girl, osawara, like, we are ending things. Probably in a week, these things would have ended. And when you are excited as a girl, you are like, I found in Doda, right? And then you enter into this relationship with this person. But go, let me tell you something. Tell that nigga, tell that man, tell that boy, right? Uguti, you know what? I think go and end your relationship, and then when it has ended, come back to me, tell me, Uguti, no, my relationship ended, now we can begin a new one. Because most of the times when these people say, no, you know what, it's complicated, but uno tshwanele endile. Baby girl, it has not ended. In many instances, it has not ended. Do not be fooled, right? I'm just saying some of the things that I realized, like, this is not funny. These are life serious problems, so take me seriously, right? So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tell that nigga, uti bra, go and end it, come back, and then we'll have this conversation. Because in most cases, it doesn't end. Like, it doesn't end to a point where, like, boys have nerves. Let me tell you something. Niggas have speed. You won't understand. So, like I'm saying, in most instances, this thing would not end, right? And like me, like I'm saying, I was never that person. I wouldn't go back and say, okay, has it ended? Because also some people are really good at playing at these things, you know, like they would make you feel nkare, but still, the sad part about me that makes me really sad and mad at myself is that I knew these things. You know me, Nane. Shem. When I tell you that in most cases the Holy Spirit whispers to me, Uguti girl, Ukonok Shamans, like, guys, if there's something wrong, whether I communicated or not, whether I talked to someone about it or not, it's like somehow always no. And the unfortunate part is I will know in that time, Uguti, there's something, but I'll never really take action. It's in a later stage where I'll be like, you know what? That thing, I knew Uguti, it was a problem, but I never acted on it because I was just like, let's just work on things as your girl is usually is, right? So, like, guys, if there's one person that Umoyo talks to, it's me. Like, me and the Holy Spirit are like this, right? So I would always know, no, man, this thing is still ongoing. But like I'm saying, I would never communicate such problems because I was always feeling like, girl, be that peaceful umfazi, not even umfazi, girlfriend, be that peaceful girlfriend, right? And like, to tell you the truth, some of the people would even tell me, when you are peaceful, you are not like these other people, like utandi peace. But in them saying utandi peace, they were basically saying, girl, uslima. Like, hey, they're basically saying, go, like uslima, wake up, you know. But in that moment, I was just like, But like I'm saying, in the long run, these things will eventually catch up with you. So go talk up. Ask this man, bruh, where are you with that thing? You said things are ending. Where are you guys? Like, if you had already been in a situation that is like washing like mine, if you already entered, like, go back and say, bruh, this is what you said is gonna happen. Like, maybe if you see that a month has went by or something, go back and say, bruh, this is what you had told me. This is a promise that you made to me, or this is a commitment that you said you were going to commit to. Where are you with that plan? You never came back and told me, Uti, this is what happened. This is how it went down. Like, where are you? Fill me up. You understand? And they must tell you, is it done or is it still complicated? And if they tell you it's still complicated, go walk away because it's not going to end. And in most instances, like, sorry, between you and the other person, like, who's eventually going to leave, right? But Mina, like I'm telling you, in most instances, just that Mina, I'm stubborn in some way that ends up being disadvantageous to me, right? Like I'm saying, Umoyo would literally, like, Mina, guys, if something is not for me, or if someone is not for me, even my friend would tell you, Kodani would tell you, Uguti, Mina, I would go and tell him, Uguti, Kodani, you know what? This person is not my man. I would literally be in a relationship with someone and I'd go and tell her, you see this guy, he's not my man. He's eventually going to leave. Like, I know it from the beginning, but I don't know what I don't know what I keep hoping for. I understand. I don't know if I'm still trying to convince Ubab God, like, just like, you know when you know that a person is not yours, but it's like you want them to be, like, you would like them to be. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but like you feel me, right? Like, you know, Uguti, this person is not your future, but you're still there. You are like, I'll try, but you know in your heart of hearts, Uguti, hey, this person is not for me, right? So in most cases, guys, like, just like I said, communicate your expectations. Communicate what you want. Like, be clear, baby girl, be clear, Uti. In everything that I said, it comes back to one point. Kuluma with that person, tell him, if they're saying leave, like me, if they're saying, if this is what you want to do, leave. Like, leave. Clearly that person does not value you that much. If a person is just like, leave, that easy, girl, use your job now, like, but I still do it. Yeah, so those are some of the red flags that I went through. I'm sure like I could talk till sunset, and like I was just doing a self-introspection and things that I think I did wrong so that I don't repeat them for my future, because these things eventually becomes a problem. Like the problems build up and build up and build up until one day you will explode, because you are going to explode. If you are a normal human being, one day also explode and it's not going to be nice. So these problems can be avoided. Kuluma. If a person is not for you, let them walk. Ibilani, the earlier they walk, the better. One understand, right? The better. Trust me, the better go, the better man, the better daughter, right? So yeah, I was trying to give someone light, and I'm not saying these things that I'm saying or the small little advices that I gave is what exactly you're supposed to do. I was just giving it a perspective. No, you can look at yourself. Oh, no, man, these are the things that I've done. These are the mistakes that I have made, because like, you know, as ladies also we got problems. Like when you get out of a relationship, you think automatically the man is the one who was wrong. So all I'm saying is, Luana, look at yourself, right? Be fair. Look at yourself and ask yourself, how did I contribute to this problem? So that is exactly what I was doing. How did I contribute to the problem? Probably most of the things I would have not experienced because the relationship would have ended a long time ago. But the more I prolonged my not talking, the more I prolonged me not being clear about what I want, the more the more these problems are building and building until one day you are like, things will explode, you know, or like things go south. And in most cases, like, they don't end well. But me, I don't like fighting, you know. I'm one person who runs away from fights. If there's a fight that is going straight, I mean, I'm 30 left or 30 right. But I don't really like, I'm not that girl. So yeah, before I go on with the rambling and fumbling, I hope you did take something from this video. And I know I was all over the place, but I know you'll get my points, okay? You are my people, and I know that you'll get my points. So yeah, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you can, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Like, there's some people in this platform who are busy watching videos and are not subscribed. So honey, please, let me take a moment of silence for you, because you are that special. Please press that subscription button, okay? And become part of the family. It's kind of nice in here. We do a little bit of everything. Oh, another thing, guys, I received questions of people saying, like, will I still post videos on my other channel, the My Song Is My Story channel? And no, I will not. I decided that I will do everything on one channel, because why not? Why not, right? Yeah, so I will be doing a little bit of everything in here. We will do the My Song and My Story installments in here. I'll still do a little bit of vlogs and a little bit of music, like just a little bit of everything. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Like, I haven't figured out myself fully or even half, right? But let's figure out this thing together as we journey along together, right? So, but like I'm saying, like, I can talk till sunset, guys. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. I love you so. Guys, yes. Love you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.